Hey, welcome back. It must be Tuesday, so glad you could join us again. We've been having a lot of fun this last week and bringing in a lot of new cars and some stuff that I never looked at before, but now I'm beginning to pay attention. We've talked about Thunderbirds before, the early birds, 1955, 56, 57. And unfortunately, I remember when they were brand new. I was there. I was in high school, but I was there, and they were fantastic. They were quite a hit. What they really were was a response to Chevrolet's Corvette, which was introduced in 1953. And by 1955, Ford came across with the Thunderbird. And it was a cut-down chassis. It was the exact same wheelbase as the Corvette, but they went about it, Ford went about it differently than GM. Ford called this a personal car, okay? Chevrolet was trying to make a sports car. And I think they both shared a wheelbase with the Jaguar XK120, as a matter of fact. Anyway, two-door, open car, convertible. They hadn't made one of those, Ford hadn't made one of those since the 30s. It was a comparative lightweight in terms of its overall size and weight, and the horsepower to weight ratio is pretty good. They started out with the 292 V8, and then you could also get the 312, and then there was the dual 4-barrel, and there was also a supercharged version. So it was kind of neat, but the two-passenger T-Bird only lasted those 3 years, and then they went into the four-door, or pardon me, the four-passenger and then the four-door, and there were 11 different iterations of Thunderbird until 2002, when they brought back the resto, if you will. They recreated the two-passenger Thunderbird in 2002, and that lasted for quite a few years, and it had a pretty good audience, but it wasn't wildly successful. Okay, so that's what did happen. That's what was. 55, 6, 7 T-Birds, 2002 T-Birds. Corvette has done all kinds of things and is still the same idea that it started out with. Okay, what else happened? Or more importantly, what's happening now? Well, there are people that like the old cars, but necessarily don't like the reliability of some of them. Or they don't have the conveniences that they want. Or they don't have, let's face it, the performance. A 312 was a good motor. And a 312 with a Cruise-O-Matic or a 3-speed with overdrive, that could get down the road really well. Not as well as this will. So what's come into the market over the past, I'm going to say 7 to 10 years, has been a category that we all refer to now as resto mod. It is a restoration, yes. It's highly modified, also yes. So resto mods, why? Well, a younger crowd with, they have a fondness of the old body styles or the old designs, but they want modern performance and they want modern reliability. Resto mods, and some of them get carried so far over the top you wouldn't believe it. I've seen resto mods sell in excess of $1 million, where the original car, when it was made new in 55, 6, 7, 8, was maybe $2,000 or $3,000. The work is just absolutely fantastic. So that's what's happening. There's a new kid on the block for the last 10 years, and resto mods are that kid. I'm having fun with a couple of them myself. This, however, this is Judy's car. Judy lived in Southern Cal, and part of the Southern Cal automotive environment, which is completely different than those of us here in the Midwest. Judy loved the old T-Birds. Apparently she had an experience with them when she was a real young girl and wanted to get that experience back. So she went to a builder there in Southern Cal, and she, with the help of her brother, but she was the main influence, she spelled out what she wanted her Thunderbird to be. Originally, this car was white. She liked the silver metallic, which is very, very close to an original color in 1950, somewhere in the 50s. Frank Sinatra's car, his Thunderbird was this color. Judy didn't know that. Anyway, she wanted to make it something special just for her. What did she do? Well, this motor is a 302 340 horse roller crank, or forged crank, has aluminum heads, 340 horsepower, and AOT 4-speed automatic transmission. It has an 8-inch rear end differential. It has 4-wheel disc brakes. It has a rack and pinion steering, and it has a really good air conditioner, which I thought was super overkill until you think about some of the temps they get in Southern Cal. You only have to cool this much, you know? That's not a big cabin to cool. But this air conditioner will cool a bus. So Judy got everything that she wanted in a 55 T-Bird. That's a 56 top, by the way. Yeah, I know that. And she loves it. She had a lot of fun with it. She's driven it for a few years. And then she moved back to the Midwest and she goes, Jim, this isn't the right car for me here. I want something else. So we're taking care of that too, hopefully. This is what's happening in the market with Chevy, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, DeSoto, with everything. People are going to them, they're loving them, but they're making them into modern cars. I don't know that I have ever done that or could do that. Well, wait a minute. What did I do to my 32 Ford 5 window? I chopped it, I channeled it, I put in a Hemi, I put in a typewriter shift. I guess I was making a resto mod in the 50s. What goes around comes around. We're doing it again. Hope to see you next week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.